So all these Japanese related magazines, manga, art books, fan art, oh, whatever art thing it was called, I would just get all of it and I would buy it for $2 a box. Now that wasn't the case in every sale. Some sales it was $2 a bag, and the bag was a little bit smaller. But nevertheless, I would put like 20. I remember one time I put like probably like 30 manga in one bag, and I would really put it neatly since they're all uniform. And I would buy 30 mangas for $2. And then there was some more stuck up libraries that were like in the wider part of town. The towns that think they're a little bit better than everyone, but actually their towns are actually kind of shitty too in LA County. And they would sell like art books and manga and all that stuff, but they would sell like the art book for like $150. They would sell like another art book for like $30 or one for 120, and there was like a bunch of like stuck up people there. So I wouldn't buy shit in there because I could get it cheaper in another book sale. But I would still look around and shit like that, and that's how I used to pass my time, was shopping for all those books. And now I have over like 20,000 manga, and I'm selling the shit out of it right now in my online business. Like, I don't want to sell them, but a lot of the crap in Los Angeles depends on money, so it's good to have like a chunk of money here for some reason, but I really don't like to depend too much on money. But yeah, that's what I used to do. It was fun. And the manga that I couldn't find at the at the book sales, I would go to the library and read them, because the newer manga was at the library, but the older manga like the Inuyasha or the Naruto or anything like older, like at least 5 years old, they would chuck it and they would sell it. So yeah, Los Angeles County is very wasteful, and you can capitalize on their waste. There is still a lot of waste that people do not capitalize on. There's a lot of industries here that throw away. We have plastic recycling, we have cardboard and paper recycling, and metal recycling, electronic recycling. People don't know is that not too far from me, if you have cardboard or paper, if you have a ton of it, like the weight 2,000 pounds of cardboard or paper, they will give you $110 for 2,000 pounds of paper and cardboard. Now you could just go talk to all these industries, and a lot of the industry people that used to do this back in the day, when I had a truck, I have a truck again, but I would go around to these industries and I would say, hey man, let me have like your cardboard or your paper, I'll get rid of it. And they would have all their cardboard outside of on the floor, because it would clog up their trash cans. So they actually needed a person to take their cardboard. So I would talk to these factories, which there are thousands of factories, even in Los Angeles. There are thousands of factories. And I would go and get their cardboard, and I would just drive to the thing and just get money for it. I would make about $200 a day selling cardboard. The problem that happened was that more and more people were starting to catch on, because Hispanics or Latinos, they're very entrepreneurial. So they're always trying to make money. So if you got a truck selling cardboard, they look at what you're doing and then they'll figure it out, and then they'll do the exact same thing you do in the same area you do. So now that slice of pie is getting smaller and smaller, and instead of making 200 a day, I would start to make like 100 a day, and then more. I would notice more trucks, and then I would notice that we're making like $50 a day, and then it would fluctuate from $50 to $100 a day for just about 2 or 3 hours of work. So you would drive around for what, 2 or 3 hours, you make 50 to 60 bucks, and then you go home. So the problem that I was having with this was there was so many people going now, and a lot of the people there were causing problems, and they were doing it wrong, and they were causing a lot of trash, and they would just steal people's cardboard. They would not go to a company and ask for permission, so they would just go through people's trash cans, big old dumpsters, and they would just throw all this shit out, and they would just take the cardboard. They will fill up their trucks. They will make their $100 or $200 a day, but actually you're not supposed to be going through a person's trash dumpsters. So the police got involved. The police got involved and started giving people tickets for selling cardboard, which kind of fucked up the industry a little bit. So I avoided it, and I looked for other ways of making money, because they fucking killed it. People killed it, and the police killed it too. Because I always say, surviving in Los Angeles, you need to know how to survive. The most corrupt people in LA County are the cops, because the cops extort the working class. The way they do it is they give you fines, and no working class person has money for lawyers. Unless you pay a lawyer 120 bucks or 200 bucks, lawyers want 400 or 500 bucks an hour. So we don't have lawyers on retainers. So they're actually extorting people that are working for trying to make money, like recycling cardboard and stuff like that. And the problem is that one of the big corporations in LA County, you start to see, living in LA County a lot, you start to see a lot of corruption. You start to see a lot of manipulation. You start to see how the world really works. And the world does not really work honestly. The world is actually very corrupt. Now, I'm not going to bitch about it. I'm not going to say, oh, this world is corrupt, we need to change the corruption. I'm not going to say we need to change the corruption. I know how to live with the corruption, because I know the corruption is not going away, and the most corrupt people in LA County are not the working class. Even though the working class kind of is not 100% honest with their earnings, the most corrupt people in LA County are the mayors, the city council, the police department, the DMV, everything that has to do with the government. That is the most corrupt. Now, I'm not 100% against that type of corruption, because in one way they keep places cleaner, but actually in some ways is they make things dirtier, and they create more homelessness, because the police department, they'll impound your car for not having insurance. Now, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you don't have insurance, you can't afford insurance, but you live in your car, and you get caught by the police without insurance, they impound your car, how the fuck are you gonna get that shit out? They auction your car, which basically they steal your property for not having